All right, hi everybody. Welcome to this exam one video. Okay, so please, hopefully you're watching this video. Okay, you're right here, you're in this page, you're watching the video. It's where it's going to be. It's important you watch this. It's an exam, so just make sure we're getting all the breakdown and knowing how to do this exam. All right, so let's go to the exam. All right, so here's our exam, chapters 1 through 3. Okay, so it's 100 points. It's the last time to do it is this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. All right, we have a time limit. It's 2.5 hours. All right, this exam opens up this Thursday at 8 a.m. Okay. Just in case that, maybe you work the weekend, so you have Thursday and Friday to do it, or maybe during the night or during the morning if you don't work. And I know some of you guys work during the week, so you have like maybe Friday night or Saturday or Sunday to get it done. All right, but it opens up Thursday and you have until Sunday to do it. And then once you open it up, you have a time limit of 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so what would happen if I start this exam? All right. So if I start this exam, timer won't pause and make sure that you're ready to start. All right. So let's go ahead and start. And this is what pops up when we start it. All right. So when you start this exam, you agree to all of this. Okay. That you understand it and that there's certain parameters that you need to go by for this exam. All right. So it's timed exam. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay. It won't stop. Make sure you're ready when you start. I don't think it'll take you this entire time. I think it might take you like maybe an hour, hour and a half. All right, if you take your time and really pace yourself. So you have a lot of time to work on this to write up your solutions cleanly. Treat it like a regular exam. Write up your solutions nice. Okay, and then the clock will be in the right-hand corner when you start. All right. It'll count down and tell you how much time you got left. So this is an exam. Okay. It's not some kind of BS homework assignment. Like you got to write down complete solutions to each question, just so I know that you're not just putting the question in some generative answer and moving on and not showing any work, okay? Because anyone could do that. So you got to show your complete solutions on a separate piece of paper, or maybe use a tablet to do your work to show that you took the exam, okay? So, much like with our quizzes, all right, that's the kind of the point of the quiz to get us practicing with this is that after we complete this, you got to submit your work into Canvas where it says exam one work submission. All right, and it's got to be within 15 minutes. Okay, so much like our quizzes, we got to submit our work within 15 minutes. Okay, so by agreeing to this exam, right, by starting this, you are agreeing that if your work isn't submitted within 15 minutes, you get a zero. Okay. So if it's not within 15 minutes, you're getting a zero. And so for the quiz, I gave some people a little bit of grace. Like there were some maybe technical difficulties. Some were sending them to me at a different time, and I let it go because it's the first time, right? But I'm not allowing that this time. All right. So if you're having any technical difficulties, you got to figure it out before you start this exam. All right. Because I'm not taking any separate PDFs like hours later. All right. If you don't submit the work within 15 minutes, it's getting a zero. Okay. I can see the timestamps when you finish the exam and when you submit your work. So no ifs, ands, or buts. If I don't get that work submitted into Canvas within 15 minutes, it's a zero. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about that before the exam. And like I said, figure out any logistical issues you might have. All right. Don't figure it out during that 15-minute period. Okay. So, if you don't show any work, rule number two, for a problem, if you are just skipping a bunch of steps, then the problem will receive a zero. Okay. Um, maybe a slope field question that involves like putting it in GeoGebra or Desmos graphing utility to get to slope field. That won't really require too much work. You can just use the utility for the differential equation. But if you have like a Bernoulli or linear equation and you're just jumping straight to answers, then that's going to get a zero. Okay. That's part of the agreement. You got to show all the work. All right. Um, and I'm not a fool. I know you guys use AI. Hopefully you're learning some stuff. But if you're just straight up copying from AI, it's going to get a zero. All right. If it looks like AI to me, it's going to look like a zero in the grade book. All right. So, one last thing is that if I just think your whole exam looks funky, looks funny, and I ask you to Zoom with me to talk about the exam, and I don't hear any responses, and you don't Zoom with me at all after a while, it's going to be a zero for the exam. All right. So these are the four core guidelines for this exam. Okay. So we're being pretty strict with it is because letting you guys use your notes, use lecture videos that I made, resources. I know you guys would probably check out AI. I don't know. But I'm hoping that you're just learning and successfully understanding how to solve these problems, okay? That's my main goal. Um, I don't want to get too technical with honor lock or lockdown browsers because I don't even want to deal with that. And you guys have kind of made it through the ringer with Calc 2, hopefully, um, honorably. So you should be able to integrate the stuff without being locked down on a browser, all right? And I don't want to deal with that either. So that's the goal. So you can use your notes, use resources, you can use YouTube, I don't care. But at least be honest in your work, all right? So that's my goal and my guidelines, okay? So for each question, you have two attempts. Um, just in case you make a typo and you notice it after you press enter. I've had that a couple times. But you only get one version of each question, so you're not going to get another question to work on. It's two attempts per question. All right. And after that second attempt, if it's still wrong, then it's wrong. Okay. So one last thing is that, if you get an answer wrong, it's not going to be a 0 point in total. If you get something wrong after the two attempts, but that's the main thing about submitting your work with complete solutions. Okay, if you show me a complete solution of an equation, but you got it wrong in the grade book for the question, you get 0 points. I'll take a look at that question and adjust the score. Okay, so say you tried out a whole problem, a whole Bernoulli equation, it took you like a page, but you got it wrong. I'll check out the work and then adjust your score. It won't be a zero. Okay, but that's what's important about getting complete solutions. All right, that's the main point. Okay, so. Let me know if you have any questions beforehand. Please watch this video before, hopefully you're watching the video before you start the exam so you know what it looks like when you start it. And then good luck to you. And then just figure out any technical difficulties you might have. Any technical difficulties while taking the exam is all time sensitive. Figure it out before. Okay, so no funny business during the exam. If anything's going on, that's going to reflect the score. Okay. So please let me know if you have any questions beforehand. Figure out those technical difficulties, and then good luck to you when you start this exam. Okay, take care.